Hey guys, welcome to Do You Have a Clue St. Louis edition. So, thank you guys so much for doing this like tomfoolery in the groups. Always have a harebrained idea. But why don't we jump in and you guys introduce yourselves and just say hello and who you are. So, Kathy, you want to go first?
Hello, I'm Kathy. I'm excited to work on this that you designed, although AI images are not my favorite.
No.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm from the Anniversary Hunt. I haven't looked too much into the other puzzles. St. Augustine's my favorite. Who's next?
Sorry, I thought I unmuted myself. How about you, Benji?
I had the same problem where I was muted.
Yeah.
I am Benji. I'm a Midwesterner. I kind of float around the Midwest from Missouri to Minnesota and in between. I'm just a notorious lurker of everything secret and things that Sunday have done. I just kind of keep my mouth shut and listen to everyone else and usually get a good giggle, learn a lot. That's about it.
Awesome. And Ken, you've kind of become the star of this. Once everyone found out a little something special about you.
Well, my name's Ken Cooley. I'm originally a East Coast curmudgeon. Grew up in Connecticut, which is Petticoat Junction to Boston and New York. So I had both that 2 hours from me. Was a big Boston guy, loved the Red Sox. Jim Rice, some of you know that story. And then I met my wife in Connecticut, and I tell everybody she roofied me, threw me in a trunk, and now I'm in just outside of Missouri.
Nice. All right, awesome. Tony.
Hola. Can you hear
Oh my
me?
gosh, Tony. I have been trying to get you on one of these things for so
I
long.
know. It's pretty rare. It's a rare experience. I'm a pretty elusive animal.
Well, welcome. We're excited you're here.
Thank you.
Rich, welcome back, man.
Well, thank you for having me again. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Perfect.
Where's the button? Close the door, please.
So, Rich, you're a veteran. You've been on here a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, excited to be back again. These are fun. I like doing this stuff.
Nice. And Jen, did you want to say hello?
Hey there. I'm new to this, so I'm just gonna kind of play along. Nice to meet you all. I've seen you on the Mind Game site, so.
Yep, awesome. So we're excited. This is really exciting. So, a couple things. So everyone knows that Team One last week built a mock hunt in St. Louis, and so we'll be going through that tonight. And so the hunt uses a pretty familiar template. You're given the city of St. Louis. You'll be given clues that will narrow you down to an area and then eventually to a spot. Important to remember that clues for all of these are in the image and verse. So if you forget to kind of cross things off that may be getting you to the city and try to use those later on for the spot, then that might trip you up a bit. So just remember that there are city, area, and spot clues in the image and the verse. Your team will get up to 2 hours because that's how long it took to create it, and up to 6 guesses to solve Team One's hunt. However you would like to divide those guesses up is fine. You guys can do like one per person. You can, kind of like do like a group thing. It doesn't matter. You can do a mixture of those things, however you'd like to do it. everyone at home is watching, you can play at home, and you can PM me with one guess during the live stream in the form of a photo of what you think the end spot is. And if you solve it before we do, then there'll be some points in it for you. And there'll be some points in it for all you guys too. Let's see. And then Ken Cooley is a local to the St. Louis area. So we came up with a fun little way to keep him in the loop for possibly being able to solve it first, and for being keeping the team being able to work through all of the clues. So if he sees something in the verse that gives him a clue for the area, he's just immediately going to like clue you guys in. He's going to be like, look, this sounds like this area. But if he sees something that makes him think that he has the spot figured out before the team has gotten a chance to look through all the clues, then he can PM me his guess during a live stream, and that will count as one of your 6 guesses, a photo of the end spot. And then that way he might have bragging rights of, figuring it out, 3 minutes in or something like that. So I don't think it'll be that quick, but
Go, Ken.
an hour in or something.
I saw that picture. That is not happening.
So also the video of Team 1 creating the mock hunt will be posted after this stream, so that everyone can watch the process of both creating something and trying to solve it. And hopefully some of those some things will come up that are right? Like some of the rationale between putting a clue in, maybe some of the rationale that you guys come up with as what the clue means and solving it, what we're hoping. So let's see. Last thing for you guys that are here on stream, you can use your computer like regular. You just go up to the top and click a tab, and you can have like Google Maps open. You can be Googling things. But if you're like me and you make funny faces when you concentrate or you're looking for something, don't forget you can click off your camera if you want to do it. Let's see. And one person can at any time share their screen. Like if you guys want to be looking around Google Maps together as a group or whatnot. All right, I think that's everything. You guys ready to dive in?
I think so.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So we posted this for about 10 minutes early, and really quick, I'll get your very first impressions, and then I'll be quiet and let you guys get to work.
Yeah, should we go?
Yeah. Does anybody have first impression?
First thing I noticed, Heart of the West, Forest Park is considered the heart of St. Louis. I think the Spirit of St. Louis, which gets mentioned a little later, had a spot in the park too. Beacon Claw, the zoo is in Forest Park. The Jewel, you got the Jewel Box. I mean, everything that I've seen about the verse initially tells me it's in Forest Park, I think.
Okay. Very nice. Anybody else have a first impression?
Just the mention of the lotus that looks like a lotus leaf in that wheel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how that's going to tie in, but just noted. And then looking up River's Edge, the zoo. So well beyond it, maybe not in proximity to that.
Nice. Okay. Any other first impression?
Lots of plants.
Yeah, Bonneville, like a indoor Bonneville garden kind of deal,
Yeah, it looks like a succulent
botanical garden,
Yeah, so we do have the botanical gardens across the street from Forest Park too.
The Jewel Box does have botanical stuff too, though, correct?
Yeah, and it does have a lotus pond or a lily pond.
Okay. Another thing that I thought of when I saw the image, and I'm terrible, admittedly, at these fuzzy logic images I found out thanks to this page. The wheel almost reminds me, I think there's like a veterans memorial that's near the Jewel Box too, that I thought had all the various branches of military represented on it, including some symbols like wheels and stuff like that. But that's something that I'm kind of looking into right now.
Well, we do. There is a giant Ferris wheel downtown as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good place to start. So there's a bunch of different statues in Forest Park, and there's a bunch of different I don't even know how to. There's like the musicians merry-go-round, which isn't necessarily a merry-go-round, but it's right in the middle of the pond there. That could be referring to that. I like Forest Park, and I like the botanical gardens. And if you're familiar with those, they're basically across the street from each other.
And I was naturally kind of drawn to that same area, just like naturally. And then he had already kind of mentioned it. So it's one of those things, you know.
The other thing I noticed at the bottom is there's an X. An X never marks the spot.
Yeah,
Going along
definitely.
with
The
what you guys
picture-
said about Ferris wheels, wasn't there one of those at Forest Park for the World's Fair back in the day?
I'm sure there was, absolutely.
Yeah, probably right.
What about that turtle for Turtles Park there? Turtle Playground. See that turtle in the left-hand corner?
Oh, yeah. Good eye.
Slow and
That's
steady
odd.
finds the place.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, and AI, you know, it can oddly put a turtle, or maybe it means a lot.
That's what I hate about like, I don't know what's real and what's not.
Yeah, Tim's.
Does anybody else recognize those? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to ask if anybody else recognized the last two lines of the verse from anywhere, because I certainly do.
Ooh, hold on.
It's close. There's like one word different from another treasure hunt.
Oh, please tell.
Your journey ends where theirs begins is really close to a line from the Golden Apple. There's a line from that verse that says, "Your journey begins where it ends." I don't know if that is anything. But the Golden Apple is a boots on the ground hunt. It's kind of similar to the secret that was done around the same time. That is in Michigan somewhere. But yeah, I don't know. The similarity kind of struck me.
Actually, it struck me as well, but for a different hunt, the gold ticket hunt in New Mexico, the hiding spot was a sculpture called the Journey's End.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, maybe just a nod to other hunts. Who knows? But
Whether it's there. Well, should we try and submit a guess? If we have
does
6 of them?
anybody?
Yeah.
Well, we have, if you guys are comfortable with the park, I just, the only thing is I see the botanical stuff too. So that would kind of, it's going to be one or the other if we're going that route.
Yeah, there's Lagoon
Yeah.
Drive there.
Do we want to
Tower Park? How
So
about
just,
Griffin? Does anybody know anything about the name Griffin? That's capitalized.
If I remember correctly, I think there's like a travel basketball team that's a Griffin. Let me look.
yeah, there's a pro basketball team.
Yeah, it's so we don't
I was
have
trying to figure out their
NBA.
team colors, and then I had to go online here. So
And are they're blue and gray?
yeah, I'm wondering.
I think they're
Yeah, it's a
maroon.
pro basketball team.
I think they're kind of a
I'm
red.
not sure where they play.
Just really quick, you guys, you can submit anything you like as a guest, but the guest, what we're looking for is a distinct spot, it's like a distinct area, so it'll be pretty like it's clearly its own small little area, if that makes any sense.
Gotcha.
Like the jewel box or whatever at that park.
So not
Yeah.
just the park, yes, of course.
Right, that's correct. Not just the area.
We
So
can't
there's
just say the area.
I try to do that to George
That
when I'm
don't work.
solving for the anniversary. I just go somewhere near that.
Yeah, I tried that about
Right.
3 times and finally realized that wasn't working.
Okay, so turtles. We had talked about turtles. There is a turtle monument sculpture in Forest Park.
Do you know where that is exactly?
It's in the middle, and I'm blowing this up. So the jewel box is. Let's see here. Oh, it's near the World's Fair Pavilion. So it's kind of in between. Somebody said they were from Missouri. Benji.
I lived on the west coast of Missouri.
Oh.
I've
So
been to St. Louis.
Yeah, so it's the zoo is on your left, all the way towards the left of the forest park on the bottom.
Yeah.
The jewel box, along with like a golf course and a couple other things. There used to be an old airfield over there on the right. There is a carousel. Here, hold on. I'm learning. So to kind of fill you guys in a little bit, for a while there, I did think there was a treasure in St. Louis. I kind of still do. I'm still pointing towards Montreal right now, but I got to be honest with you. There is a carousel in the forest park.
Oh,
So I'm liking the way these clues are going.
definitely.
So the zoo is kind of on the bottom left, and then as you kind of go up on the left, you're going to have your art museum and a couple other golf courses. And so then in the middle, if there's the jewel box, behind there's the Muni. So there's theater. There's a whole ton of stuff there. It's if you ever get a chance to come visit, please come. Cricket fields. So I see all the plants is what's throwing me off, and I don't want to be overthinking things, but that still kind of leans me towards the botanical garden a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate these puzzles. I hate the Tim did the has that one with the ice cream truck.
Yeah, I can't figure that one out.
Oh my Lord. So let's start with the verse maybe then, if we're kind of pointing towards one or the other.
Right. So meet me in the heart of the West. I mean, what's that mean? Does St. Louis have like a nickname similar to that?
Yeah.
Well, it's St. Louis.
Along with the park does.
Yeah, it's considered the heart of the West because it's the gateway to the West.
Meet Me in St. Louis was a Judy Garland film too.
Yeah, and then obviously the park is considered the heart of St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Strawman's Radiant Quest. That one, I would have to start doing some Googling on. I don't
Judy
quite get that
Garland?
reference.
Maybe that was the Judy Garland reference
Oh, hey.
with the straw man.
Yeah,
Oh.
right.
They also
we got
used
this
to
one.
sell these weird hats that were like I don't know how to, like old farmer hats, I guess. Here, let me find something real quick.
Farmer hats.
Right, and then Spirit of St. Louis had some connection with the airfield in the park where it either landed or took off from during part of his flights, right? I want to.
Yeah,
there was something.
There used to be a mail airport, like for it used to be for like mail carrier stuff, and that was at the bottom right of the park.
Yeah, where it's baseball fields now.
Correct. And actually, yeah, so they're called the Bowen Air Aviation Fields. Can you guys pull up a map of or Google Map or whatever for Forest Park, just so you guys kind of see what I'm talking about here?
I have
Yeah, I'm definitely looking at one.
Oh, okay. And so towards the bottom is on the bottom right, you'll see the aviation fields. I gotta get a better view of this. Hold on.
If anyone wants to share their screen while they're tooling around on Google Maps or whatever, you can do that too.
Okay. I'm just gonna blow this up.
And I'm just gonna check out some of the street names and stuff in the park here.
There we go. Okay. I'm actually using, don't tell my work, but I'm using their computer. They love me.
It's for a good cause.
I don't hear, somebody's trying to talk, I can't hear them.
I haven't been talking.
Yeah.
I'm just looking
Is there
stuff
some
up.
background noise? Maybe. I think.
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna
okay.
say, I think that's what it is. Yeah.
What could the
This is-
secret spirit refer to?
I think that's the spirit of St.
Here to St.
Louis.
Louis, but
That would be my guess too, right? If I were just throwing one out there.
Yeah,
Why is it secret?
because we're,
Because we don't know.
well, maybe. Plus, this is kind of in the frame of the secret, so
Well, you have in the back of the book, you got the spirit of what is it, the spirit of 76
spirit of St. Louis.
and the spirit of St. Louis. So yeah, maybe just to play off of that.
Yeah, and there's a picture of a foot that has a little arch in it. If you look, that's how I get drawn back in. So,
Beacon
Strawman's
Claw.
Radiant.
I mean,
What's
do you
that?
think Beacon Claw Zoo?
I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
I'm wondering if we think Beacon Claw is at the zoo.
I feel like there is. So there's turtle sculptures, and I feel like there is almost like the bird sanctuary.
Right.
There's
Beacon
a
Claw by
bird
the
sanctuary.
word griffin.
Griffin.
The birdhouse.
Yeah, there's a birdhouse in the zoo. Divided by blue and gray.
Yeah.
okay. I just found Tower Grove Park, which has gates guarded by zinc griffins
And that's
Oh,
near the botanical garden.
and gazebos.
Does Tower Gate does have griffins. That botanical
Tower
garden's
Grove.
looking a little better, ain't it?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
I said if they
So-
got griffins, that botanical garden's probably looking a little better.
so the way it's set up is you'll have Forest Park. Let's call that north. South, east. Oh my God, I'm suck at geography. Is the botanical gardens, and then just below that is Tower Grove Park. Those are really the kind of the big three.
I'm on a live stream right now. Your painting is blue?
But blue and gray.
Yeah, blue and gray.
The
Do some
tennis
Google.
courts are blue and gray in the Tower Grove Park.
Ooh, that's interesting.
I mean, there's green around them, but they're probably what do you call them? It's the smaller version of tennis ball courts. What are those?
Pickleball.
Pickleball. Yeah, those are blue and gray.
They also have tennis courts in Forest Park. I'm not helping anybody here.
I'm on a
This is
phone,
what I do
so
at
like
the anniversary hunt.
everything's
How
like
do you do it?
miniature, so it's hard for me to see at this moment. I'm just going
Yeah,
with the flow.
right.
I'm like, I can barely see what's going on here. I'm
So
gonna go try to get a laptop. Hold on.
blue, gray, and gold are the blues colors.
Divided by blue and gray.
Gray.
Jewel, but natural treasures of Beacon Claw.
Is there a train or anything in in Forest Park or the zoo?
there's like a little kids train, I think.
Or any public transportation that
We have the Metro. Oh, that's a good call. The Metro, but it's the worst Metro train ever. It literally just goes one way or the other way.
is it like a streetcar?
No, we do have a streetcar there, but that's a whole hot mess.
Okay.
It's not the blue line and the gray line, and we're assuming.
That's what I'm looking up right now. Yeah, so it literally goes east or west. That's it. Metro Transit. No, I think it's, well, hold on. I got the map. Yeah, it's blue line, red line for the Metro. Let's see here. Louis. There is a straw hat company. Well, Levine hat.
Who was it that said about the griffins at the park? Where are those at?
Yeah, that's what I was just kind of looking into, trying to find that.
Was that you, Jen?
Yeah, Jen had said she had found some griffins at a front gate. She had to step away, so I'm only answering in her place.
East entrance. Says
She
the,
did say that.
Initially
says the
sponsoring.
east entrance of Tower Grove Park has them.
East entrance.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Griffin neutral, so
Yep. So that's Tower Grove Park.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, there they are. They're up on top of. Okay.
Are those? Oh, there they are.
I mean, a griffin definitely has a beak and claws too, right?
Yeah.
But it's saying
Yeah.
ride the griffin to the Lotus. You think it would have to move, right?
That's the thing for me. Would the griffin be a statue? It seems like it's more in reference to like a route you're taking, like a path, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Plus, I mean, are they spelled this? They're spelled the same, right? If you were like spelling somebody's last name and if you were spelling an animal. Not making that up. Sometimes I question my spelling.
I can't really hear you.
Okay, I was just making sure they were kind of spelled the same too, the mythical creature and the name on there. They are.
Now there is a Griffin Drive, St. Louis, but it's nowhere near where we want to be. So I kind of like either the Griffin of Tower Grove, unless there's a Griffin in Forest Park.
The symbols on the gate by those griffins remind me somewhat of that big wheel in the picture. I don't know how to pull it up, but
Let me see if I can blow this up here. And why my default keeps going to Bing instead of Google? Holy moly.
I had so much trouble with that, trying to get it
That
shut off.
AI got you.
You open it once and yeah.
Yeah, you know that circle that's on the side of the fence
Hmm.
has an X on it.
Yeah, it
Oh,
looks like
there is a. Can you guys hear? There's a bridge in Tower Park that has got a circle with a big X. It's gold. If you're looking for an X,
I'm looking for an X. I think if you look at that
Um,
painting, do you see it looks almost like a griffin in the painting to the right? The painting, the AI drawing. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
oh yeah, kind of.
yeah,
Right by the Lotus.
yeah, behind the lotus.
Yeah. That is interesting.
Right, where's this bridge you said?
I've only been able to find a picture of it, just scanning photos, so I'm not sure where it is in the park yet.
Okay.
It's kind of blue. It's got gold like latticing and rail work on it. Oh, I mean, God, I wish I could. Even the gate for Tower Grove kind of has a similar circle X for it too.
Would you call the griffins blue atop a gray pedestal? They look kind of blue.
I mean, they're not quite the same color as the pedestal, right?
No. I mean, maybe they're greenish, bluish. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
Ride the griffin to the lotus.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jen's having trouble. Connection lost. Not sure if it's me or everyone. What about Google Earth? What does Google Earth those griffins look like?
Should be the same view as in Google Maps, right?
Yeah, but you can fiddle with Google Earth.
So sorry, I lost internet connection for whatever reason. We do have some storms going on around here in California. Can you briefly explain which park you're looking at?
Yes.
Tower Grove.
Okay, gotcha. That's where I was looking on the maps and stuff, and then I came back to. So I've got the. Let me see if I can screen share.
Yeah,
here.
we were exploring your griffins.
Yeah, just that it mentions that in the the 2-sentence description of the park. I'm like, okay, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
and we were looking at the front gate. It looks very similar, like there's a wheel-less shape, structures going along the fence.
And I
the
think
last
there's a
thing I
better one
heard
on the
was
bridge.
and an X, and then all of a
Yeah,
sudden everybody was quiet. So
Yeah,
I'm
there's a
trying to
bridge.
share the bridge I found. Hold on, I'm not sure how to pull stuff up on my phone on this app here that I'm talking to you guys on to show you what I'm looking at. How do you? I've never shared anything on here before, so I'm not sure how.
Down at the bottom,
either I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
present, I think, right?
Yeah, so along the bottom, there's a present button. So it looks like a little screen with a plus in it. And then it will ask you, oh, there we go. So
Sorry.
along the bottom, there's a present with a plus sign, and it'll ask you,
I don't have that. Is it because I'm on my phone, maybe?
oh, yeah, what was it that you wanted to share?
I was trying to show a picture of this bridge that I found in Tower Park. But I'm trying to find where it's located so that people can just find it for themselves when I'm having trouble. So just give me a minute. I might have to locate
Yeah, if
it.
you PM me the pic, I can share it. It won't count as a guest. Unless it is a guest.
No, it's just was kind of like a visual that I'm looking at right now. It's more than it is a guess. I'm trying to find it.
Where's the red axe?
Is there a Lotus connection in that park?
That's the other thing, right? There's ponds with.
That's what I'm looking at the ponds right now.
I mean, that would make
Yeah, there's
Water
a Lotus
lily
pond.
ponds.
The Lotus Pond is located on the southern side of the Lily Pond at Central Cross.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
That's according to their Facebook page. So where's that at?
Okay, I found your bridge.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I gotta blow this up here.
Yeah, maybe you can
Yeah, I'm looking.
share it.
I remember how to spell bridge. Okay. Okay. I'm
Sorry, I'm just looking.
technologically inept here, apparently. Just there it is. Okay.
This process is a lot longer.
Is it the zigzag bridge?
No pressure.
Just showing you this. Yeah, no, you only got a couple hours.
Right.
It only takes us a couple of years, 40.
Entire screen. I don't know how to do this here. Okay, so you guys should see my screen.
Give me 1 second. Let's see.
Yeah, I gotta go back to.
There we go.
Yeah, that was the bridge I was
That's
talking
cool.
about.
So that is in Tower Grove Park. And the other thing was Lotus, right?
Yeah, which is one of the ponds by the lily pond.
The lily
Yeah.
pond. Yeah, there's a. Looks toward the center. That's what I was trying to take a picture of here.
By Center Cross Drive.
Didn't do it.
Deeper we dig, the more confusing we get.
That how it goes?
Should have went with the gut right in the beginning.
So if I'm following the
Things that
poem,
Urban said.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
so if we're following the poem, we go ride the Griffins to the Lotus, and then the next thing is where roots run deep.
Something old.
Gotta get rid of Bing here. Hold on.
I mean, I just think of like, yeah, old things having roots, trees having roots.
So we're still right now. And correct me if you guys think I'm wrong. I would agree. We're kind of in Tower Grove right now.
Yeah,
I
I think
think
so
so.
too.
Yeah.
I think that would be our area, our park, or whatever the.
Unless they take us out of it.
Exactly.
Especially since there's some really, well, not really old, but old stuff going on here. Like the Clydesdales live there. Pardon me, in the stable complex. So it could be roots run deep as far as genetics, not necessarily like a plant.
Mm-hmm.
Could be referring to that Piper Palm House right next to the pond. I've heard palm tree roots are pretty huge. I don't know if they're deep.
I'm over here at Turtle Park.
That is
Looking
not
there.
Tower Grove Park.
but it's cool.
It is cool. I was like, that's a huge turtle. I'm like, oh, it's like something you climb on. I don't even know.
Yeah, see, that's what bothers me is those turtles and everything in the painting.
Right.
That's craziness.
There's a huge greenhouse like thing in the botanical gardens. Kind of looks like our thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that is actually the geodome or geocentric dome in the botanical gardens. The guy who made that made the one in Montreal as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and so we have the first one. I think I could be wrong there, but yeah, that's in the botanical gardens right up the road. I mean, Roots Run Deep could be the botanical gardens, but it'd be kind of weird to have you in Tower Grove and then just be like, hey, bang a left, bang a right.
Yeah.
Unless that's what they're thinking.
Yeah, my first vibe was that though, like being in San Francisco at theirs, you know, I just thought of that in that picture.
Let's see. Google.
You think they could have thrown stuff in here to like throw us off?
Well, I mean, some misdirection would probably be expected, right? At least a little.
From
Yeah.
AI too. You know?
I don't know.
Sometimes
I
it
like.
just throws random stuff.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is the picture isn't doing much for me personally.
No.
What are all the individual circles in the picture? Like, look like plates.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of them, right?
Well, even AI kind of will make something look like something, but you know, truly it's nothing. You know, I don't know. I've seen that a lot in AI. So I don't know if it's that detailed, you know, particularly.
Yeah.
Mhm. I mean, what thing was the famous for steamboats too? It could be a steamboat wheel. I mean,
Definitely looks like that. I mean, I was doing that one of Time Bandits, and it just kept giving me hot air balloons with time on them, and I'm like, oh, well, it's close. I mean, but you know,
Yeah. there's a weed place in between the two parks, Route 66.
there you go.
I always
number
see.
one.
I always err on the side of like I know George is always a keep it simple person, but I don't know if this is that kind of puzzle where there wouldn't be a little misdirection.
Right? I mean, they'd only have 2 hours, so you wouldn't expect a lot, but
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I
So
feel like
I'm still on Ride the Griffin a little. Griffin's an eagle and a lion, right?
yeah, yep.
So
And she kind of said to move on, like don't get too caught up on something, you know. I don't know what that means, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is a farmer's market in Tower Grove Park.
is Lotus
that
Pond?
that reminds me of that.
What was the Lotus question?
Didn't you say there was a Lotus Pond somewhere?
Yeah.
It showed a water lily pond, and someone said at one area there were lotuses.
Oh, okay.
I haven't.
So the
I was
the
just
lily
clicking on the
the
map.
lily pond I know of is the one that's in Forest Park near the Jewel Box.
And we're technically looking in the 3 biggest parks, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Tower Grove. I love my Google.
Yeah, when I was doing initial scan, these were the two that jumped out at me, and then Lafayette Square was the other one that kind of did. But I don't see much for matches for that here. It seems to be kind of in this neck of the woods for sure.
No, the name
Yep,
just
so-
got me.
So Lotus Pond at Tower Grove Park.
Okay.
Is that? Oh wait, I think George just popped in. Did we have our first official guest?
Oh, hi.
George, hey, how's your
Hello.
night going?
What? How's what?
How's your night going? I thought you were in a
I,
meeting.
some people you can't have conversations with.
Well, we're talking about a made-up puzzle in St. Louis.
Hey, George, nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm on my phone, so I can't see who any of you are. I'm sorry.
So that was Jen, and we have
Hi, Jen.
Rich. We
How you
have
doing?
Tony.
Hello.
Tony actually made a stream, man. I've been trying to get him on
Yeah.
one forever.
Dude, if there's ever a competition for puzzles, I want Tony on my team.
No kidding. He's on my team, George. We can all
Dude,
be
it's
on
good.
I know, right? Okay, so we have Kathy, Benji, Ken.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Morning.
Morning.
Okay,
So
so
are you just visiting or are you taking part here, sir?
I got nothing to do for a while, and I figured this would be fun because I need fun. I could use some fun right now.
We're having fun.
So we are currently in Tower Grove Park working the puzzle.
Let me
Okay.
show George the picture.
Do I need maps and stuff? I can go to my computer.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. I gotta mute that other stream. I yelled tonight. It was fun.
Oh my god. Okay, so I have to confess, I'm on chat with so Evie, Tim, and Erica, and I made this. Well, I guess I was anyway. We made this puzzle for St. Louis for these guys to try to come and solve, and we wanted to see if any of the ideas behind why we put the clues in came up with solving the clues, kind of a thing. So I'm on chat with those guys, and so Tim said, "Hey, George is on chat in the alt group," and I was like, "Is he talking?"
He's yelling.
Tim's like, "He is talking." I was like, "Oh."
That was probably not what what John had in mind when he asked me to come help with that. I don't think I'm going to help with that group anymore.
I am a forever fan of John Williams. Let me tell you, that man is the
He's all right.
nicest, genuinely nice.
Yeah. I'm just not going to help with that. Okay, I got maps pulled up. I can't do anything on my computer with audio or screw up John's stream. I let him keep
fine.
streaming.
That's fine.
No worries.
Just,
So right now, as we're following all the clues, George, it kind of there's three big parks that we deal with in St. Louis. It's Forest Park, Tower Grove Park, and Lafayette Park. And the clues right now are pointing us towards Tower Grove Park. There's a clue that talks about ride the Griffin to the Lotus. And so there's at the entrance of the Tower Grove Park are two griffins on a pedestal. And then there's a lotus pond, and that's where we're at right now.
Okay.
And we didn't even take into consideration whether the clues were in order. We probably just assumed that.
All
yeah,
right.
I would say they're in order. Yeah.
Yes. See what I did there?
Good done, Ken. Very nicely done.
Have you guys been following the chat?
We have
The-
not.
The chat or the comments? Okay, so the
comments.
comments.
No, private chat. That's where I'm at.
Oh.
Ice cream truck guy. Who's that?
Tim is
Oh.
ice cream truck guy.
Tim. That's Tim.
He
Tim
says we got
busted.
stuff right about Griffin.
He did say that. Let's see.
Maybe he didn't know it was going to me as
They
well.
got stuff right about Griffin. Oh,
They got what?
We got
Yeah.
some inside.
yeah. Tim
Inside.
did
We got it right about the Griffins.
stuff right about
And the
Griffin.
plates are intentionally placed in the picture.
Okay. There you
Well,
go.
these AI pictures are the devil.
Oh, I hate them.
Got stuff right about Griffin. What part?
Okay, so that to me says that we are at Tower Park right now.
I mean,
Well,
agreed.
stuff right about it doesn't mean we got it right, though.
Do you think it's gonna? If the Griffins are Tower Park, do you think it's gonna take you there and then all the way to Forest in just the last half of the verse, though?
Good question.
I won't say no, but I would say seems unlikely. If that's where we are.
Do you guys want to go line by line? Or if I see something, do you want me to blurt it out that's later on?
Blurt some crap out, man.
Alert away.
Well, River's
Yeah.
Edge seemed weird to me that it was capitalized.
Yeah, right?
So I looked up River's Edge, and it's an area of the St. Louis Zoo.
Yeah, that's
which,
Yes.
Right.
which puts us back across the street.
Right. That's why I didn't want to go down that animal or down that rabbit hole.
no plus it. Yeah, right? And then you got the slow and steady turtle reference.
I really like that.
So okay, so if we're thinking like that, ride the Griffin to the Lotus, which would be the Lotus Ponds, where roots run deep. That could be the botanical garden, and that could be kind of pointing us back towards that area.
Okay.
True treasure is held in the depths of the earth and sea.
Yeah.
Slow and steady was to make sure you make an informed decision.
Did she not? These guys realize that we're the group, right?
You already kicked him out, Tim? No more
Oh, he's giving
comments.
us some, helpful information.
No, Tim's awesome.
Yeah.
And it does say well
Right.
beyond River's Edge, so
Does.
go far away from it.
You know, our journey ends where it started, too.
Who do you think theirs is?
Buddy.
I mean, we're going to find it where they started with their hunt. I'm assuming it's just kind of a reference to like, hey, we picked a spot, we put it there, you guys got to find it. So where they started their hunt, we're ending ours. Just maybe kind of a fun little play on things at the end. But yeah, I did think it was weird that reminded me of the golden apple too.
So it's where roots run deep. So okay, buddy. Sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's not happy.
Mine are sleeping, thank God.
Ride the Griffin to the Lotus where roots run deep. That almost could put you back at the botanical garden for a minute.
Yeah, I was looking at the picture there. Look at some of the pictures there. It sure looks like that in that one. I can't.
In the botanical garden?
Yeah.
Because that's where that dome is. It's another circle.
I can't share it on here, sorry. Yeah, that dome's odd too.
And the reason why I'm just trying to get back to across the street is because true treasure is held in the depths of the earth and the sea. I know the jewel box is back across the street.
Yeah.
What else has to do with sea in St. Louis?
The turtle. So there's that turtle that's in the in Forest Park.
The turtle's pretty slow and steady.
He said slow and steady was just to make sure we considered our
Yeah.
solution.
I don't know if I agree with that.
After the previous hint, he was trying to distract us.
That's the best laugh ever. So yeah, if
So the jewel box is a greenhouse.
Yeah.
correct.
Have you looked at pictures of this thing?
Yeah, it's kind of a big, weird looking building too.
And right in front of it is like a lily pond.
Yep.
Where roots run deep. True treasure is held in the depths of, and I apologize, I repeat everything 20 times. I went to public school. Let's see.
What do you guys think of the blue, divided by blue and gray?
It's
Blue and gray were Union colors, weren't they?
Yeah.
Well, there's
Union
Union
Drive.
Drive right there in Forest Park.
Like a Civil War, if you're playing off of The Secret, a Civil War reference would make a lot of sense.
Divided by the blue and gray.
over at the Jewel Box, there is a monument that is the Confederate Daughters.
The fountain there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you know about that Vandermeter little wall there? I was looking at that thing earlier.
So that's
gate.
it's the original gate of the World's Fair. But if you don't know what it is, like I don't know if that would be something that would bring somebody out who isn't aware of the area. I mean, it could.
No, but if you're looking for a little spot where you don't have a lot of pictures of the park, I have noticed it's kind of a neat little area and it's got some pretty unique stuff. And I just didn't know if there was any history to that we could tie into anything in the verse.
Yeah. It's a cool area. There used to be a clock over there. There's a Korean War memorial that used to be a giant clock, a flower bed clock.
Oh, cool.
Can we do some West Coast hunts?
West Coast, you said?
That's the one we create. We got an hour to solve this.
Very true.
And then we can create. We could do a Goonie.
Don't give them any hints.
Yeah.
Come on now.
There's also in the Tower Grove Park, there's a walk dedicated to Abraham Lincoln. If we're talking about the blue and gray, I don't know what that means though.
I do like Civil War kind of for that. That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know how else to read that.
Yeah.
There is something not far from the Jewel Box called Succession Forest. And it is right by Union Drive.
Oh.
Just that it's right there, like literally Union Drive.
Blue and gray.
Okay. Let me try Google Earth here.
Buddy. My cat is so pissed right now.
So, would the Jewel Box be a guess? Is that pinpointed?
I think the Jewel Box could put us where true treasures are held, but then depths of earth and sea would put me back at that turtle park where it's there's like water there. There's
Big turtles.
Big turtles.
Yeah, giant turtles. I'm gonna go eat something real quick and come back.
Somebody feed that guy.
This is a cool park.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
it's a
absolutely,
lot
right?
of fun to explore. I was down there. You can't dig in any of these parks because
Yeah.
it used to back in the 70s and the 80s. People would go steal they'd go with the metal detectors would go through the try to find World's Fair stuff,
Oh,
and
I
so
bet. That'd be cool.
they kind of outlawed it, and then let me see here. I'm trying to Google as I'm talking. Then they so even to try to get a dig permit or even a probe permit or you can't use metal detectors. If they see you with a probe, they stop you. They're tough parks here to try to do anything, but
Sounds like Milwaukee.
yeah. Although I've seen people dig there on
I mean, you
TV.
can. You can.
Where's the park?
Does anybody think, obviously there's a lot of statues, there's a lot of monuments to do with both of these parks. Obviously, pulling things off of script from stuff like that is a fairly popular thing. Do you think that's a possibility at all for some of the lines that maybe we don't understand in this?
It's very possible.
Yeah.
That's what I was kind of trying to look into.
So like,
Looking to see kind of what statues
you guys
are in
already
the area.
discounted. You guys already discounted the fountain pond of the ruins, right? Like,
We haven't ruled that out completely. We kind of got there and then we kind of got sucked back into forest.
oh, okay. I really can't see the image because I'm on my phone, so I'm all just like looking at the verse.
Oh, I
The
can
image
see
is,
him.
it looks like the inside of a greenhouse, and it's got a big wooden wheel on the wall and a lot of lotus flowers.
I mean, I can kind of see it. I just can't see any of the details. But I assume since it was made with AI, details probably won't matter that much.
Correct.
Right. I did kind of like those old ruins as possibly being where roots run deep though by that lotus pond until I got sucked back into Forest Park again.
There's like a turtle shell, the water lily, or lotus. One of the two. All right.
I'll send you a message. I'll send you a PM of it.
Yeah, I'm hesitant to do anything on Facebook because I don't want to screw up their. They're
Oh,
like
okay.
actually talking now, and maybe it's
Yeah.
productive in some way for something. I don't know. I almost feel bad about that conversation, but
I can't wait to watch.
not
What do
actually.
you think the kind of weird looking antler thing is on the left top ish?
Yeah, that's weird. But like when you're using AI, it's so weird because AI doesn't understand how this stuff works. So things that if like an actual artist were to make it, you would think, oh, that's definitely a clue. It could just be AI not understanding how antlers work, you know?
I did say as I was just cruising around these two parks, I'm trying to find it again. There was a stag statue somewhere. I don't remember which park though.
I just came. I'm on Google Earth and I'm looking at Forest Park, and I clicked on one of the little spheres, and it showed it was a sculpture of all kinds of animals. I'm not even sure which ones. I just remember a giraffe.
That's going to be at the zoo, I think.
Yeah, that's probably by this area.
Fountain Pond's super cool though. I'd hang out there.
Oh, there's the. Let me see here, dear. No, if I put in stag statue at Forest Park, it just brings me to the Art Hill. I always pronounce this wrong, but it's King Louis on a horse.
Yeah, I'm trying to
apophysis.
find the one. Let me see.
At Forest Park monuments and statues.
And to be perfectly honest, I end up Google Earthing so many damn cities as a part of this. I can't rule out that I mixed it up with something, but I swore I just saw it.
In there, you should have seen me doing the ice cream truck. Google.
So we don't even know if we've narrowed down a park then, really though, right?
We're down to
And
two.
the two of them we've been bouncing back and forth.
What did he say? Do you want something? I missed it.
Do you want a hint to ice cream truck?
Ah!
I've got like 10 hints to ice cream truck. I will not turn down a hint.
Do you think that X marks the spot underneath the wheel?
Man,
It's
again, this
unusual
is
that it's there, and they're so. For instance, I was looking for ties because that was mentioned right at the beginning, and the actual lotus pond is south of the lily pond at Central Cross in Tower Grove.
Oh,
So you know what? If that X were anywhere but right in the middle, I might not think anything of it. But yeah, I'm just bouncing back and forth between both of these.
well,
Yeah.
we do have
To
6
anyone-
guesses.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe we should just start. So River's Edge.
I like
and then
that one.
go to the west towards the turtle. Hard to see what it is here. Anyway, these giant turtles. The turtle.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, of
Sure.
course.
Whenever I'm working on a puzzle, because I work on puzzles, I think a little differently than most people. The first thing I want to know is who made the puzzle, because
Yeah,
people
me
who
too.
make puzzles, like, you can exploit their biases and how they think about puzzles in order to interpret what they're making. So who made this puzzle?
Okay, there were 4 of us that worked together on this puzzle. So it was myself, Evie, Tim, and Erica. And Erica is local to St. Louis. And we all contributed parts to the verse. And I will say that you can definitely tell, like George's point, the couple of the verse lines have a totally different style than the rest of the verse. They are more of like a lot of the verse is kind of like boots on the ground, just kind of like, and then there are a couple lines that are a little deeper. Think more along the lines of The Secret, sort of like a literary quote sort of thing. Like along those kind of lines, like The Secret had some of that going on.
Okay.
I don't think 2 hours is enough time to find a literary quote to a book we have not read.
Oh,
And
hey,
I feel like
recumbent.
if there's a couple
Recumbent.
lines, I feel like
Sorry.
they're not the kind of, I only mention it to say that if there's a couple lines that feel like different, like you're like, I really like this place, but this line, I feel like, yeah, then maybe that could be the reason why.
Oh, so not to throw another monkey wrench in, I just Googled depths of earth and sea. Oh, hold on. I was going to say we've got the planetarium right in between the botanical garden and the Forest Park.
Did that come up for the planetarium?
Department
saying?
of Earth and yeah.
I did find those stag sculptures, and they are absolutely in Tower Grove Park, not far from the Lily Pond, right off of Center Cross Drive.
That's interesting.
I like that.
They're called the recumbent stags sculptures, and they're up on pedestals, kind of like the griffins are. I'm kind of at the northern part, the right, kind of to just west of the Piper Palm House.
Water lily pond. I'm sure. Piper Palm House.
Yeah, if you go just across Center Cross Drive to the west from the Piper Palm House, there's two sculptures, or at least a sculpture along the path called the recumbent stag sculptures. If we're looking for horns.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this could be, we talk about bias all the time. I could be trying to get us back into Forest Park because that's my favorite park. But clues are pointing us, we're kind of in Forest Park or in Tower Grove.
And then Tower Grove has a wild bird garden of beak and claw.
It is well beyond the river's edge.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I'm like, and it's not right there, so close to it. The only turtles I saw were in a playground. Of course, that's not uncommon. That's pretty much de rigueur playground equipment.
Count the dishes. Like all of them? Like in the circle and around it?
What do you come up with?
I don't know. No, that's what
Who said count the dishes?
Tim said count the dishes.
Probably
Ice
ice
cream.
cream guy.
Ice cream.
So there's, in the Muckerman's children play area, there's a turtle too in Tower Grove Park.
I think we're in Tower Grove.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm not even sure which
mean,
playground I was looking at, but it was one of them.
It's not quite as fancy as the one over in the turtle park, but I mean, it's there.
Yeah.
I think I'm coming up with 42 dishes or plates or whatever those things are.
I'm going to play devil's advocate a touch and
Sure.
say that Tim is very competitive. So I don't know if
Is he messing with us?
he's very competitive.
Tim's a pretty stand-up guy, I think.
He wants you guys to win, but he wants you to win at like 1 hour and 59 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm in trouble.
Now he's using past tense. They did have a purpose.
You know, when talking about Earth and Sea, the ruins do have like wave illustrations along the side and the giant seashells everywhere. Like,
Is that Tower Park?
huh?
In the by the fountain?
By the fountain. Yeah, the ruins by the fountain. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention to what you guys were talking about. I was reading the verse and looking at stuff. But I was looking at just Earth and Sea. And that's the only, like, there's really very few places in this park you can equate the word sea, you know?
Yeah.
But giant seashells and giant waves would do that.
I think that makes sense.
Is that thing frozen? What is this? Winter?
Yeah, it looks like the pond's frozen.
Please.
we get maybe 6-7 inches of snow a year, but man, it gets cold. Slow and Steady finds the place.
Did you guys say that there was a literary quote?
Yeah.
I could see somebody thinking Slow and Steady wins the race would be a literary quote. It's not, but I could see somebody thinking that.
From the hare and the turtle. And
From Aesop's fables. Yeah, it wasn't actually in the fable, but people associate it with that.
Is there a rabbit?
Yeah, the hare is the rabbit. It's a story of, huh?
I mean, is there a rabbit statue near that turtle?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm back.
Well, the rabbit wasn't slow and steady though.
No, the turtle was.
Right.
True.
And sea turtle, that's the other sea portion.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know if I just completely threw you guys off track.
You're fine.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. What is the thing we called it a griffin once? What do you think that animal is? Bottom right.
In the picture?
Yeah. It almost looks like a sea monster.
Yeah, way more than a griffin, right? It's like a lizard.
Oh, but you know what? There's a Japanese.
In Tower Park, right?
I think so.
Sure, it's not like AI trying to try to just depict a dinosaur of some sort.
Exactly.
AI.
I mean, Tower Park's got like 30-something pavilions, right? Kind of dedicated to different countries and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's an English
Exactly.
one, a Japanese one.
There's a dinosaur playground somewhere. Where was that? The other park?
Let's see. I think we're in Tower Park or Tower Grove. The sculpture was intentional. Ice cream truck guy, I love you.
I don't know if I believe him.
I believe Tim's
Nice.
Tim's a lawyer, so he knows he's got to give us truth.
What
He is
Sculpture
running
Festival
a
was
prison
something.
and all, you know, running
Yeah.
an organization.
No.
Poor Tim.
Oh, I just zoomed in on that thing. It has a big long tail in the picture too.
So I want to say like either Tower Grove or Botanical has like a Japanese garden or a Japanese version. Here, let me do some Googling real quick.
There's a Bavarian garden, English woodland garden, tea house garden, which I think is the Japanese one I have.
Yeah, by the Tea House Island, the Japanese.
Yeah, Tea House
garden.
Island is what I meant to say there. Yeah, that's the Japanese.
Okay, hey, this will be fun. This will be fun. If you can all agree on one question.
Oh, I've seen this show.
Better. No, let's do this. You can ask a question.
Is Tower Grove the right park?
No, George can ask a question.
But now I can ask a question.
You
So-
get a question.
Tim, what's the final location we should be
What's
looking
the
for?
answer?
Isn't that what everybody likes to ask me?
Let's see. Yes, exactly.
And let's get right to it.
Like, Tim, did you hear George's question? Oh, he has his mute on. Hold on. Let's see.
Yeah, so the Japanese garden is across the street at the end of the botanical garden. But I know they have different buildings
Tim
or
heard
different
you.
pavilions.
Let me start the camera real quick.
So he's got his mute on, so I guess he's not. Tim, did you hear George's question?
He doesn't have to answer that one. That one's a check.
You should at
did
least
not hear.
persist a little bit. Tim, did you hear? Okay, fine. George, did you want to ask Erica a question? She's in the chat.
Yeah. ask Eric.
I don't know enough about this to ask questions. You guys come up with a question and I'll ask it.
Well, I think we can narrow down the park.
I mean, I feel like it.
Does that
What do you
technically count as a guess, though, if we're narrowing down the park?
Well, you have to ask your question, and then I'm watching the chat with the guys that made it, and then they will give you if they can answer that question or not. But you might burn your question. So
We got 6.
No,
well,
that's
not burn a guess, but you might burn your
question.
question. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I just want to know. I want to know if Tower Grove is the right park because we're wasting our time otherwise.
That's usually what we do.
I mean,
know
do you
it.
think we can agree that based off of Tim's earlier comment that we were right about the Griffin being the Griffins from Tower Park? Are we confident in that?
I am.
Okay, that could be a good question.
Well, if we're confident in that, though, then maybe we'd have the park narrowed down and we can focus on a different one, too. That was what I was saying. If we're confident enough.
You can so you can burn one of your solves to ask if the Griffins are real or literary. How about that?
Yeah, but I would agree. I think that's a waste. I think he kind of confirmed that we're right about the Griffin.
Yeah, whether or not that puts
What
it
if
in
he
Tower
did?
Park.
You have to remember that he's a lawyer, and the way he says things are truthful. But
He wants you to win at 1 hour and 59 minutes. Not at 59 minutes. So it's up to you guys.
So I think we have 6 questions. I think our first question should be dialing in that park, because once we dial in that park, we'll be able to kind of excommunicate Forest Park and then focus more on Tower Grove.
Agreed.
Okay.
But I'm not in charge.
But I can't answer, do you have the right park?
Mm-hmm.
That's been struck down. But yeah. So I feel like a really good question for you guys that would be very helpful is the Griffin is it literary or like real world?
see, you saying that makes me think that it's literary.
Correct.
It's capitalized, so you wonder.
Tell Tim I'm sending him a cake with a file.
Okay, so are you using one of your submissions? Are you burning one submission in order to ask a question?
Oh no.
No. Okay. All right, moving
Where
on.
are we?
Well, what brought you guys here was the Griffin, right? So, like, if it's not a real Griffin, then what brings you to this park?
Lotus Pond also.
Okay.
Turtles. There is a turtle. So I'm looking at a better picture of the Griffin, and the Griffin actually looks more blue in this picture.
I thought it looked blue.
It definitely looked different colored than the posts, for sure. I thought.
A gray and blue. I think we're in the right park.
What other question could we ask that would confirm?
Oh,
something?
Okay.
Oh, man.
Well, I don't know how it helps us if we do ask if it's literary, and they say
I know, right?
Who does that direct us?
Is it literary or real? Was it was an either or.
Yeah, I apologize. I didn't mean to derail you guys. You guys back to your back to the hunt.
Yeah, I think we just get back to working on the puzzle part. We're at a Griffin. We know we're at a Lotus. So then we need to figure out the routes.
I mean, if we're still in Tower Grove for Roots Run Deep, I like those ruins.
I would agree with that.
I mean, is there something specific about those ruins that we can link to something?
I just keep looking at this photo thinking it looks so much that one. If you can see it. I don't know if you can see it. I can't see. mean, it's if you think about AI too, it uses all the different sources it can to kind of jumble it together. But they're real sources in a sense, you know.
Yeah.
To the lotus where roots run deep. The treasure is held in the depths of the earth and sea. I know, I'm reading.
Yeah, no, think out loud if you need to, for sure.
Why would they just bring up River's Edge randomly in the middle of this lotus
know.
pond in the middle of the park? Is there something to do with animals here or a zoo here?
I mean, well, what we had the back to the zoo. There was the River's Edge reference, right?
Right. So why bring it?
I mean,
if
so the other thought I had on that one is it was just kind of wrapping everything back around with St. Louis being like a big river city. Obviously, we're not right by the river, but we came into St. Louis and then kind of got drawn west out of the city. I wasn't sure if it was just kind of a bringing it back around kind of thing. Like, you know, you're well beyond the river's edge. You're not near the river, but you're in St. Louis where you started. I don't know. That's the best I got.
Do you think the capitalization is intentional on River's Edge?
yes.
Seems like it, right?
So now I'm just realizing Griffin's capitalized too.
Yes.
Mhm.
Could be an author. Found a lot of authors named Griffin.
Yeah, I've been Googling the crap out of Griffin in Missouri, and I can't come up with anybody named Griffin that's at least related to anything in Missouri, aside from one congressman who had bribery charges.
That never happens here.
Anywhere, right?
Anywhere.
Mhm.
GRE.
Probably happens to George once in a while. Little bribery.
Yeah, mainly with the actual secret though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the capitalization's kind of weird. Depths of earth and sea, I like ruins. Slow and steady finds the place. I like the turtle. But then you're well beyond the river's edge.
Yeah, I mean, if we're in Tower Grove Park, we're not by the zoo or the actual river. I mean, I guess. But I mean, that would seem to be a zoo reference based off of what we know, right?
Yeah.
With the capitalization.
I think so.
So
Dang it,
who
Ricky
was?
Bobby.
Did you guys decide who Straw Man was?
No,
Why
we had
not?
not decided on that one.
It's plural. It's men.
They said Judy Garland sang a song, Meet Me in St. Louis, and I'm like, oh, maybe the straw man has something to do with the Wizard of Oz. But that's probably not right.
I mean, scarecrows is the first thing that I think of, like we talked about the Wizard of Oz thing. Scarecrows are straw men. But I don't know where that reference comes into this one.
Which places have lotus ponds?
Our Grove.
This is
Seriously.
way off topic, but is Grant's Farm still there in St. Louis?
It is, but it's way far away from where we're at.
I thought it was quite a ways, but I didn't.
Interestingly, straw man, a weird lawyer connection. If we're looking to get Tim in this one, it's related to trials and testimony.
Yeah, the straw man argument
Yeah.
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 is actually what I'm looking at. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I really think that River's Edge. I really think we should be in the other park. I do.
Do you think that's riding? Do you think riding the Griffin is just a way to get over to the park? What do you think on that one then?
I think the fact that Sunday even asked if it should be a literary reference.
I know.
I mean, it's a literary reference
Why pick literary like right off the top of your head, right? I know it.
because
The
we're
water
not
crider.
discussing books. You know what I mean?
Unless if you're talking zoo, the carousel would have a lion and an eagle on it. If you ride the lion and the eagle, are you riding a griffin?
Yeah.
I mean, right?
I don't know how it takes you to the Lotus.
So you guys, it's Evie.
Hi, Evie.
I'm not on Ambien right now. I may have been when working on the level. Disclaimer there. It happens. You guys seem to be bouncing around the verse, and I guess I would remind you that Sunday might have said the verse was in order.
Tim says, Evie, don't tell them.
Yeah, like Tim hasn't said stuff. I want an ice cream man clue. Or some ice cream. Ice cream itself would be good. So that's just my friendly little thing because you're running out of time. I'm competitive like Tim, but maybe not that competitive. So we just start at the top and work your way down, and maybe just state what your ideas are per clue, and see where that takes you. Because we know
Yeah,
I can't do hard stuff. So be honest.
Oh, yay. I can see things now.
Right.
Welcome back.
I liked where you guys were going at the beginning with that park being called. What did you say it was? The Heart of St. Louis?
Yeah. Yep.
That's Forest Park.
What did I tell you? Gut instinct, right off. And instead, we're off.
Where's the home secret? Spirit. Spirit would put you at that airport.
Yep. The jewel that would jewel box.
Go ahead. Yeah.
A beacon claw. Where do we go from there then if we're at the jewel box?
Maybe the bird sanctuary, but then that's the other
Bird sanctuary in the zoo.
So do we go to the zoo from there?
Well, there's another one in Tower Grove Park.
Well, there's also Cat Country right next to the birdhouse. In the
Yeah,
zoo.
whoever designed that should be fired for that blunder. Really?
There's a train station in the middle. They're fine.
Bewildered of natural jewels of Beacon Claw, divided by blue and gray. Man. All right. Well, I don't know if that's does anything. That might be a band. I just found Jungle Boogie at the Zoo, Griffin and the Gargoyles.
That's like a band.
Yeah, I think so.
That's Ken's old band.
Yeah. We were funky. I just brought up a Forest Park map, and it's sponsored by the Dawn Griffin Group.
Well, that makes sense.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
I've
Man,
learned that you find connections everywhere.
We're back in Forest Park. So if we do that, pull up that picture here.
I mean, is that where we like Union Drive is maybe divided by blue and gray then?
I kind of like that.
Was that only on the east side of the park, it looks like?
St. Louis.
That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah. So from there, we need a Griffin.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know who that laugh is. That cracks me up.
Heard that laugh before.
True to secret form, if there's you might not have to find something for every line in the verse if you can just figure out the ending spot.
That's what I'm looking for now.
Yeah. I mean, I know that sound you're like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock, but like, but I mean, like if there's a rough patch, you know, you might be able to pick up steam a little further down the verse, kind of thing.
Oh my God. Okay, towards,
I swear, Tim.
at the St. Louis Art Museum in Forest Park, on the roof is a guardian griffin
Oh, nice.
that I have never seen before. Here, hold on just a sec.
They installed it last night. It's not it. I'm just kidding.
I'm going to present just for a second. Okay. I've got 800 tabs open. That's that. Buddy. I got to close some of these out. Sorry, ADD.
I like having the max tabs open as possible. You
There
guys
it
haven't
is.
shared.
Mhm.
You guys haven't shared a map or anything at all while you're looking at this. You're just looking at the images. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, and we're just
the
telling you.
Oh, I'm looking at a map the entire time. There's constant map.
Go east of this street and find this monument.
Oh, geez, Kathy, you know that doesn't work for me.
Me neither.
I need the video walkthrough, man.
I just lost the picture, but I assure you, it keeps kicking me over to Microsoft Bing.
I blame the ice cream man.
Here it is.
Hey, looks like
You
a
guys see
griffin.
that?
Yep.
So that is actually on the top of the art museum on Art Hill, which overlooks
he-
that mess.
Face a lotus or anything?
I think this is that's a good question. I think there are lotus ponds below the hill. So what is the verse? Ride the griffin to the lotus where roots run deep. Okay, so the lotus. Yeah, hold on. Bear with me, I'm sorry.
So that's the art museum, is that correct?
Correct.
So I'm going to do a flyover here for Google Earth if I can. Oops. Also have a million tabs open.
You guys get to see my train of thought here. You see, those are the lily ponds at Jewel Park or at the Jewel Box. All right. Well, I don't want to bore you guys with my. Oh, in front of. So in front of the forest, in front of the art museum, it's a big hill that goes down to a bunch of water.
Yeah, I was just checking out the statue, the Apotheosis of St. Louis, which has Louis the Ninth. The St. Louis is named after him. That would kind of be going back to the origins of St. Louis. Maybe that's where your beginning is your end.
Oh, I was going to say maybe that's where roots run deep.
Nope, I mean, yeah, same kind of thing, right? I mean, we got 6 guesses. Do we want to try taking a stab at something like that for one?
Yeah.
I mean, would it be something as simple as a statue? I mean, I think it could be.
Ride the griffin to the lotus where roots run deep.
That's.
The treasure is held in the depths of earth and sea.
Man.
All right. Well, I mean, it wouldn't hurt if you guys want to kill an idea, but I'm just looking at so the art museum. You go down the hill,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm googling or Google mapping it right now. You go down the hill. You've got the Forest Park Fountain. There's the turtles.
Okay.
Wildlife thing. And in the middle of that is I always forget what this is called, but it's like a bandstand, which is a big giant circle. Bear with me just a sec. Oh, I got to remember what this is called. So in the water, there's like a weird bandstand thing that's a giant circle.
Yeah, I think that's in the northeast corner of the park, right?
Frank bandstand.
Or no? Oh, yep.
Since we're dealing with wheels.
Is it the Nathan Frank bandstand?
I think so.
It's in the
Yeah, yep.
Pagoda Lake.
Yes.
Yep.
I don't know why that just ran out to me, but it's right in front of the Muni.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of taking us off track though. Here, I'm just going to do this for a second. I got too much stuff open. So this is what I'm talking about here. And if you look above it, this is what it looks like from above on Google Earth.
Oh, hold on just a second. Let me add it. Yep, there we go.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm thinking, but now I have to get there, right? So
Right.
follow the Griffin to the
Can we just
Lotus.
use one of our guesses at the Turtle Park?
Okay, do that.
Let's do
Say that again.
Can we use one of our guesses at the Turtle Park?
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
wish.
I mean-
each have a guess.
We got 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have
So
6 guesses
just
in like
tell
5
me
minutes. So
a specific. You can describe a specific spot. Now it has to be specific, like, or you can send it. You can do a picture. Either way.
Okay. I found an ox in between, guys, in between the cat thing and the bird thing, and a blue ox and a gray ox is a thing. And it divides the cats from the birds.
So
And that
we're in
just
Forest Park.
took me down to the turtles again. I'm
All right. I work at 10, so I've got to take about a quick shower. I'm going to check back in with you guys in about 10 minutes and see what's happening.
You got it.
Okay.
so there's only 9 minutes left, I think.
yeah.
Did we start on time?
No.
We did.
You guys
We
did.
did.
Had it like 10 minutes early though. Keep that in mind too.
Ha.
You guys are hardcore, man.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
we
I'm just
started-
saying that like it's.
Yeah,
I'm
all
trying
right.
to move
We're
things
going through-
along. I don't think they've used any of their guesses or anything either.
How about-
so it's like,
Yeah, for sure.
How about right there?
you know.
Nope.
So-
That's your
Kathy.
guess.
Yes.
That's correct.
It's little turtle eggs.
That is the correct
Yeah.
spot. The hatchlings at the turtle playground is the correct spot.
Yeah.
Nice, Kathy.
I just couldn't get over the dumb turtles. And after Tim was throwing us off the whole time, and then he
Tim,
said,
Man,
what about the turtles? Oh, the slow and steady. No. That's just to make sure you guys are really, thinking about your guess.
Hey, are you telling me that Tim had a little shady going
He
on?
did misdirect us. He did.
I don't know about shady. It was a little sleight of hand, a misdirection. But yeah, totally.
So we're officially finished.
Yes, you guys
Oh, I gotta-
solved it.
I was
I
like,
got-
let me go down to Street View and let me, because I didn't do that. I'm just looking, I'm staring at these turtle sculptures,
Yep.
and I'm like, I don't understand.
Tim,
Well, I can't
that
wait
is
till we
super
reverse
trying
these
to get you guys
roles.
to walk through it. I'm like, walk through it. Just walk through it from start to end. Stop bopping around.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So, what part of the verse? So you got the final spot, but what part of the verse was giving you the most difficulty? And I'll answer it.
Yes.
Well, let's
Well, if
just
we-
do the top to bottom. You want to?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to
Yeah.
go top to bottom?
Like
Yeah.
what we understood and what we maybe
Meet
didn't.
me in the heart. Yeah. Oh, okay. So you got the first part, more or less. Meet me in the heart of the West. St. Louis is generally, we referenced the song partially, or Erica did.
Yeah.
Also, Forest Park is the heart of St. Louis.
Right.
So it would have let you right there. I didn't see the first portion because Facebook wouldn't let me watch it. So next part, for Strawman's Radiant Quest. Strawman, you were close, but Strawman is actually a literary quote. Or it's
You're cutting out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't have audio either.
Cut out a little bit
Um,
there. Oh, okay.
lies the home of the secret spirit that you guys almost immediately got that as the Spirit of St. Louis from the Secret Book.
Hey, can you back up because you got cut off on the straw man?
Yeah, the straw man, we didn't
Can you-
hear any of
Can
that.
you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can hear you now, but
All right.
nothing about the straw
Okay.
man came through.
Okay. The straw man is a literary reference, not a legal reference. T.S. Eliot, who was born in St. Louis, had a poem called The Hollow Men. And the reference is hollow. A straw man is a hollow man. That also moves down. It's actually a double reference. So in the verse. Next we go, bejeweled by natural treasures of beak and claw. Those two are basically, if I remember Erica and Evie correctly, of beak and claw was the zoo. So you got that basically hands down. Of bejeweled by natural treasures was the jewel box. And then ride the griffin. That seemed to be the sticking point for everyone, correct?
Yeah.
That's what brought people to the other park.
How many of you have actually seen League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Yeah.
Yep.
I love that movie.
What?
Do we lose them?
Yeah, he
I think
froze
they're
again.
frozen, Tim.
Can you hear me?
Go back to League
Hello?
of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh no.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. So, do you remember the characters in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Yes.
Do you know what their names were?
Yeah, Dorian Gray. Was it Tom Sawyer?
Go on.
Quartermain.
Go on.
Oh my gosh. You're gonna make me Google.
Well, you guys wanted a difficult one.
We got it.
I don't think they ever said that. I'm just-
Well, Sunday said to make it tricky.
what?
So, yes, you did.
Oh, he's throwing her under the bus now. Woo.
I did not say make it tricky. I said it needs to be solvable in 2 hours.
Yeah, but tricky and solvable are two different things.
Oh my
We
god.
we were struggling.
All right. So if
Wait,
Again,
wait,
you
I have
got
a
all-
suggestion. Tim, why don't you bring up the
Hold on.
map or like, oh no, actually you can't. Never mind, ignore that.
Well, so what is the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? You got like Dr. Jekyll, Captain Nemo. Dante, Tom Sawyer, Alan Quartermain.
Dante.
Well, that's one of the other guys.
Are you looking at the cast?
Yes.
Run through the cast.
Like the actors or the characters?
The characters.
Okay, Alan Quartermain, Mina Harkner.
That's Dracula.
Dorian Gray, Tom Sawyer, Dr. Henry Jekyll, Jim Moriarty, which, by the way, I guessed on the ice cream truck. Captain Nemo, Dante, Rodney Skinner.
Rodney
Nigel.
Skinner.
Who
What
was
was
that?
What was the original name of the guy that Rodney Skinner took the potion from to be the Invisible Man?
Holy cow.
Griffin. Griffin was the name of the original Invisible Man in H.G. Wells's book. Wells Street connects the zoo to the jewel box.
Wow. And that's where we had to skip.
Yes. You had to skip from the jewel box to the zoo.
Very cool.
Now, moving on to the Lotus. So I don't remember why we put Lotus in there, but it was supposed to be a spiritual reference to longevity. So Lotus is usually related to turtles. So that was to get you to Turtle Park, where roots run deep. True treasures. What's that say? True treasures is held in the depths of earth and sea.
Yes.
I don't remember who got that, but that, again, turtles, earth and sea turtles.
I was looking at Wells Drive and I was thinking, well, the wells are really deep and maybe there's treasure in the well.
That works.
All right. So
right.
I will say we didn't realize that there were a ton of griffins physically in the park.
Yeah. The new lion statue.
That's all right. Tim, that's all right. I never knew there was a griffin on top of the Art History Museum, and I've been there like 20 times.
Yep. All right. So moving on. What? You
We
want me
try
to
to
move on?
pull in a lot of the jewel box.
Yeah.
So the jewel box is the greenhouse, and so you have a lot of the plants in the greenhouse with the image.
Mhm.
And then we kind of pick there's a pond right in front of the jewel box that has lotus flowers in it. That was kind of also and also Tim said the lotus and the turtle. I think Erica said was Erica that said those two are commonly tied together. And then where roots run deep, we were trying to bring back in the idea of the botanicals in the jewel box, it being and having a garden right there. And then the depths of earth and sea, true treasure is held in the depths of earth and sea. We were trying to pull together
the eggs in the ground.
Yeah.
Well,
the eggs of my turtle babies.
Well,
kind of
technically,
making it
that was the last line.
In
the
your
eggs.
brain.
Well, then River's Edge, you all got that pretty fast, which is the reference to the part of the zoo, but it's also a reference to Route 64, I think, that cuts through the park.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the image itself, everything on the right-hand side, the quote griffin and the flower are on one side of Route 64, and the Turtle Park is on the other.
I see it.
What's the big circle thing in the middle?
Two references. The first one was it's a wagon wheel moving
That's
west. The second one was it with the dishes or whatever you want to call them. They were a reference to the dates that are important for Forest Park.
How many were there?
It should have been 1904 and 1903 respectively, because 1904 was the Olympics, 1903 was the World's Fair.
World's Fair.
So it was different items around that, basically the different exhibits and the rings of the Olympics and the World's Fair. That's why you have more or less 5 rings and how many ever I don't remember the exact number of exhibits that I punched into AI to create. So the dishes were important. On the right-hand side, that weird-looking circle with the, I guess, U in it. That's actually
That's what it reminded me of.
That's an angel or a saint, reference to St. Louis,
Mhm.
or the statue of St. Louis, or whatever his name is, Louis XIV. On the left-hand side, in the upper left corner, that's a horseshoe. We tried to design it so it didn't look like the actual arch itself. So it reversed on us. The X marks the spot in the center is basically crossover. So you had to cross over 64 to get from one side to the other.
Gotcha.
What else is there? I can't tell from
There is a turtle shell.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's actually I created 16 different AI images, and that's the one with the least obvious turtle shell.
Yeah. Some had like 5 or 6 turtles in it, and one giant one in the middle.
Yeah.
Subtle.
What else is there? Well beyond the river's edge, that's crossing over 64. So going from the right-hand side of the image to your left-hand side, your journey ends where theirs begins. Obviously, reference to turtles coming out of their eggs.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And not the golden apple, even though I am from Michigan.
Yeah, so we tried to get you guys to the jewel box just because, it's treasure hunt, and that's like a pretty eye-catching place. And then try to tie in the idea of jewels, like actual like precious stones, and then you got like natural treasures of the earth and the sea, kind of playing towards the sea turtles or natural resources. And then
it wasn't the nature playscape.
What?
There was something called the nature playscape, and I'm like, that must be the natural treasures right next to the jewel box.
And then Slow and Steady finds the place. So of course, Slow and Steady wins the race, is the hare and the tortoise. So that was supposed to be a really big one for turtles. And then, like you said, the river's edge is the actual proper name of that last portion of the zoo. And then it says Well Beyond. You have Well Street right there that you cross over from the river's edge, and then you're in the turtle playground, and then the hatchlings. Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah.
So, for everyone who doubted me, I did not lie when I was making comments.
I did not doubt that once.
I said
What?
he is a honest and true guy.
He is. He's still tricky.
Yeah.
All right.
I would like to
so-
say the only thing that I would have liked for you guys done is to have like one person have a map up and like kind of walk through things. Because I thought you guys were going to solve this in like 10 minutes, like right away. Oh, Turtle Park done. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
ooh.
I tried.
You guys like right off the bat, like had everything like done, ding, 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 and then it was interesting. It was great to see. I think the big takeaway everyone should take away is that yeah, just watching this process unfold, where it's like my first instinct is XYZ, and then when we dig down into the details, just how many freaking coincidences, unplanned, totally unthought of coincidences there were in the world. Like, crap, you mean there's giant griffins like that are literally the gate of the next park? That's not great. Like, there's like, you know what I mean? So yeah, it was natural, like coincidence it's insane. Yeah.
Oh, they did get they technically got half the color line right. There's Union and Confederate streets in Forest Park that divided in half. So,
Did not see Confederate Street.
Yeah, I didn't see that one either.
About that bar just south of the bar across the street from the zoo too, or no? I don't remember.
Well, near the Jewel Box, there's a Confederate Daughters of the Confederacy or something.
Yeah, you guys came up with a lot of really
Yeah, there's a
good.
fountain there. Fountain that the daughters did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that we kind of started in the right spot and then to see how many different areas we ran with it.
Yep.
I mean, everything that you guys came up with logically was really sound, and it was really great to watch. And it's mind-boggling the coincidence, the natural occurrence of coincidence out in the world.
I think for us, having never worked together as a group, it was tough. Like I didn't feel like I wanted to step on toes, and obviously I'm not like the expert St. Louis guy per se, but I wanted to like have everybody work ideas out, and like I was saying, if people ask questions and we eliminate stuff, I'm cool with that. But I do think that we probably, if we did this a few times, we'd have somebody who would be the map person, and somebody who would be this person, and somebody would be Google, and we would probably be better prepared for it, I think.
Right.
It was a pleasure to watch you guys work together. It really was. And 6 is a lot. 6 is a big group. That's a lot for anything.
And then you got the, because you did have a resident, you got confirmation bias, whatever the heck you call it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I desperately did not want to go to Tower Grove because I love Forest Park.
So I should note that the 3 parks you focused on were the 3 that we initially decided on. And then we were going to take you through a route through all 3, but it was just ultimately decided that we would stick in Forest Park. So
we took you through all 3 instead.
Yeah.
That's too funny.
I was kind of surprised that you guys didn't use the stack pipe water towers at all as part of the hunt, given the prominence of some of them in the secret hunt.
That would make it obvious.
But I mean, just as more of like getting you to the city or maybe like a starting place for the hunt. I didn't think they would necessarily end there because they're not in like super ideal spots, but they are kind of pretty famous. I thought they were kind of a neat tie back into the secret when I was kind of looking into St. Louis.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Well, but I mean, we've got like the, Secret Spirit, and you knew what city it was to begin with.
Yeah, that kind of helped.
Yeah, so it's funny because my wife was sitting here for a minute and they go, and we know it's St. Louis, and she does this. She goes, you, and if we didn't get it, I'd look like a jackass.
No. Like I said, it was great to watch you guys. Everything you came up with was very logical, and it made a lot of sense. It was interesting to watch because I felt like, I don't know, I think at different periods of the night, like there were different cheering sections, and I was always like, no, don't go off rail. And then like, I'm not going to say who, but you might be able to guess. Was like, oh, good, yeah, they're steering away from it, and I was like, what do you mean? We got it. So, but this was really very fun. It's a lot of fun.
So for a little secret, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I had a lot of fun. I was just gonna thank everybody, but yeah.
So I just wanted to tell you. So a little secret lore of why St. Louisans are insane, and just for the record, I am a transplant and not a St. Louisan. In Tower Grove Park, there are composer head statues, and one of them was Shakespeare, and that's where Johann believed that the secret cask, the secret St. Louis cask was. And when he was digging, that's when Byron sent him that letter that said, you're right about the city, St. Louis, but wrong about the dig. And
yeah, that was the famous St. Louis.
Yeah, and that's why, I'll be honest with you, I flip-flop, I back and forth. I follow the Montreal puzzle, I come back here, I flip and flop, but I when I first moved back here, I would go through the Jewel box and go up there, and I used the San Francisco verse to be up in an object of Jules, in Jules' direction, in an object of Twain's affection. There used to be a watch up there, so that's I mean, to be a part of the secret for all these years and just following everything, and now actually living in a alternate city. But at the same time, with like George's Hunt and everything, being a part of this community has been just tenfold for me. So I absolutely adore it.
That's so
Agreed.
cool.
Couldn't have said it better.
Aw.
But if anybody's ever in St. Louis, hit a brother up.
Nice, for sure.
For sure.
I had
But,
never heard any more of the story of the Johan email other than just
it makes us nuts. So
I can imagine it would.
if you look up, like, the best example is on Wikipedia. This guy dug it's a crazy story, and I'll shut up in a minute. He dug all over Tower Park and then sent email after email after email. And he said he sent like 50 different emails to Byron, and Byron responded to this one with St. Louis and clearly typed it wrong. But that's, George, I got to buy my St. Louis shirt because of it. But my buddy Ralph, who I literally thought I solved the anniversary hunt. I called my buddy Ralph and said, "Hey, I solved this hunt." And he was like, "I'll be there in an hour." And we drove to Anderson. It was one of those deals where, like, we just jumped in the car and took off, and I got to be a Goonie, and because of this community. So